What up, y'all? Welcome to Pooping with Plunkett. Talk about a photo finish. Let's open up a fresh pack. Kind of like cracking a cold one, I guess. Let's open a fresh one, I guess. And I always flip a lucky. It's always like the front center one. It's something I've done since I was like, well, since I started smoking, I guess. You know, you probably already know this. That flipping the lucky thing originated from World War II. The soldiers, the Marines, everybody, when they'd open a pack of cigarettes, they'd flip one over, and it'd be the last one that they smoked. And if they made it through that pack to, smoke that last cigarette, they were lucky to live that long. And that's where the lucky cigarette originated from. If you didn't know that before, now you know. Man, think about that shit, man. Being like, just knowing, like, opening a pack of cigarettes and being like, I'm gonna flip this one over, and if I'm still alive to smoke this motherfucker, I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky few that, like, was able to live this long. That's fucking nuts, man. Motherfuckers came back all shell shocked and shit. They didn't have PTSD back then. It was called shell shock. And I couldn't imagine, man. You didn't have like the resources that you have now. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be able to phone call people. Like your old fucking service friends or something. But it wasn't something you did back then. You dealt with. Men dealt with it. I'm sure women dealt with things too. I mean, emotional type trauma and shit. And I could only imagine, man, having to live with somebody with shell shock. Like your husband comes back from war. I'm sure the first few days or whatever, first week or two is all like, oh man, this is so great. Then after that, the fucking, shit starts fucking happening in your brain and you never come home, you're always back on the battlefield. And I get it, man. It like I feel bad for the wives that had to put up with that shit. I'm sure there's a lot of physical abuse and alcoholism, obviously, but it I don't know, man. That shit's crazy as fuck. I feel like that's something we never really learned about in school back in the day. Was the shit them spouses went through. I mean, not to downplay what the service members went through when they came back home, but their spouses and their families and shit, they had to be going through a lot of shit too, man. That shit's fucking nuts. I don't know if I ever said it before, but I think I was in fourth grade, and the teacher was asking the class, like who has like family that served in World War II. And like 3/4 of the class raised their hand. I didn't, because I didn't know my grandpa served in World War II until his funeral. And and the teacher was telling us, dude, you need to talk to your fucking grandparents and stuff, and like don't be shy to ask them. If they don't want to tell you, don't press it, but ask them about their service and everything like that, and like what happened and all that. And if they want to share some stories with you, you better fucking listen, because she told us, like, dude, you're the last generation that's going to be able to talk face to face with, these veterans and stuff, because they're going to die by the time you have kids and stuff like that. They're all going to be gone. And I didn't really, like, I didn't register back then. Like, what the fuck ever, dude? You know, like World War II veterans are gonna be around forever. You know, they were everywhere back then, and now you see like a few of them here and there, and they're all old as fuck. That's just fucking crazy, dude. Every time I see like a veteran, like from now, even the Vietnam veterans are getting old as fuck, dude. And if you got parents or grandparents or whatever, dude, I would talk to them, man. Like I didn't fucking realize how big of a deal that was back then. Of course, now we got YouTube and stuff where you got like all these interviews with veterans and things like that. It's really fucking cool, man. I watched one about Iwo Jima where they raised the flag. You know that big fucking that iconic flag raising thing. And that was just on a metal pipe. They fucking hung the flag up on it and stood it up. And that was actually the second time. The one that got the photograph and the video or whatever. That was the second time before the photo op that they fucking set that shit up. I watched a video one time a while back with this guy that was there. He wasn't one of them actually standing the flag, but he's like, dude, he's like, they stood the flag up and then they had him set it back down and stand it back up so they could take a picture. And he wasn't like downplaying it. He was just saying, oh, that's just what happened. You know, I was like from here to fucking like 20 feet away from it, you know what I'm saying, and watching it happen. He's like, I didn't know it was going to be like what it is today, but it was like, damn, dude, that's crazy as fuck. And it pissed the Japanese off really bad that they did that. But, man, it's cool, man. I was at Friends of the NRA. I don't like the NRA, but the Friends of NRA, they're like the, non-political arm. They don't have anything to do with politics or anything like that. It's all about, like, teaching kids and stuff like that, like training younger generations on firearm safety and this and that and the other thing. They have nothing to do with politics. They're not allowed to talk politics or anything at any, like, Friends of the NRA, events or whatever. And I was at a table with fucking, I probably told you all this before, I'm sorry, but I was at a table with a World War II veteran and his son who was served in Vietnam. And that was cool as fuck, dude. The dude, the World War II veteran, he couldn't hear, like, in his left ear. He was deaf as fuck. He couldn't hear in his right ear either, kind of like me, but he was a artillery fucking dude in the Navy. And he was fucking, fucking rocking some shit. And a fucking artillery shell came down on his left side and hit the ship he was on. And fucking blew it. Fucked his whole left side of his body up. He, like, almost died and shit. His daughter or daughter-in-law, I can't remember, but she was telling me about it because he was too old and decrepit to tell me about it. And the Vietnam vet, he didn't really want to talk about his service. I was like, hey, man, that's cool, man. I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, welcome home, and I appreciate what you did there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't imagine what you went through. But, that's fucking cool, man. There's a lot of fucking, I don't know, man. I appreciate every veteran out there, everybody, every service member. I know I say it, here and there. Like, dude, I really do appreciate that shit, man. That's not easy to do. Even if you don't go to war, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're still away from your family, away from your friends. You're sacrificing so many years and so much of your time, you know what I'm saying, of your life that you're never going to get back. But at the same time, it's like, dude, that's the most amazing experience you could ever have is, like, joining the military and going and doing the things, you know what I'm saying, that they do. That shit's cool as fuck, dude. But anyways, my talking stick's gone, y'all. Y'all wash your hands after you poop.